It's been a long time, and I know a lot of you have been asking when's the update on the model railway coming. And well, yeah, I've been very indecisive. I have been trying to figure out what to do with the model railway. And a bit of background information: I sold the model railway, our HST high speed, was sold to a subscriber about 3 months ago, 2.5 months ago, and I have been very much playing the indecisive train of when arrival to figure out what I'm going to buy. Until, well, was it Friday? Until Friday, when my wife forced me to take a trip to Sheffield. And a little bit of a disappointing trip. It really was. I went to Rails of Sheffield on Friday. I didn't record any of it because I had Sebastian and he's like a wildfire in a shop. Especially a train shop where there's loads of things to break. And I may or may not made a purchase and couldn't walk away with it. And it has just arrived. It's here next to me. So, join me as we unbox and discuss why I've gone for this model railway. Here it is. My package from Rails of Sheffield has just arrived. Literally 10 minutes ago. And, yeah. I went for this. So, basically, the double O gauge. A lot of you commented on some of the videos saying about the size of the double O gauge and how much space I will need. We set up an area in the house for that double O gauge railway, and it wasn't enough. The space was just, we just couldn't get it working. But then I was like, do I want to go this route? Do I want to go down to this scale size? And the answer is, I didn't want to. But I really, really wanted a model railway. Really, really wanted a model railway. And I was like, I'm going to have to make a lot of sacrifices. I think that's... part of me was like upset, and I think not wanting to actually come to terms with that, and was quite annoyed. But at the same time, I went to Arcadia in Rochdale, sure, a few times, and I saw this set. And unfortunately, I would have loved to buy it from Arcadia. It was just a little bit more expensive than Rails of Sheffield. So, as always, in any Rails of Sheffield stuff, you get tons of leaflets. We went to the store. They had the set in store, but the gentleman sort of talked me up, and I don't know if you can see what's in the box yet. But we basically, we got talking, and he said, this is the one I wanted. But he then said, well, why don't you get the sound fitted? And I said to him, well, how much will it cost first to have a set without the sound, and then to have that set, have the sound fitted later? And he said about 120, and then the new controller. So I just pulled the plug and decided to get this set with the sound fitted already. And I was like, oh, is it in stock? And he's like, yeah, it's in stock. Oh, but it's at the warehouse. So here it is. A N-gauge moving mountains class 60 diesel locomotive with sound fitted. Now, he said it was going to be a DCC ready, but this doesn't seem like a DCC ready set. How strange. Maybe I have to investigate that. So I'm going to set it up. Hopefully it fits this table without too much malarkey. And yeah, hopefully that should be cool. So we'll see you. Right, I think I've got it. Bloody hell, thank God for Sam's Trains videos. I will definitely say, oh God, no. I'll definitely say to Rails of Sheffield, or anyone that's considering purchasing this, you have to attach them on the underside, and everything's just, I don't know if it's just because it's copper, but it feels very malleable. Like, not, I don't know, maybe I've got that wrong, maybe it'll be, so you just keep falling off. Right, well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna, e-by gum, what an absolute kerfuffle. Absolute kerfuffle. I'll untangle the cable tie. Sam's videos, like, even he said it was like, which side? Does it matter? I just feel like I'm gonna break it. Oh, that was a satisfying click. Okay. Not the easiest system, but I can understand at this scale why it's not as easy. I also feel like I've bent the copper because it's not staying on. It does provide it with a little lip. That's obviously that. It's not really weighting the track down too much. But let's be honest, we've come here for one thing and one thing only. We've come here to look at how nice these scales of the models are. So let's take it out of its packaging. The reason I went for the moving mountain set is with the N-gauge layout that I was looking at, I was considering doing a Castle Cement style themed sort of Clivero line. So for me, this was like the ideal starter set. I mean, you're going to spend this much money on a train. You want to get something that you're gonna. Is it me? Everything about this is just. I'm just trying to be so gentle. There we go. There's a little hook. I tried to look at like videos prior to buying this. Oh, there's some weight to this. Should we set it down on the rail? I tried to look at some videos prior to buying it, and there's just not a lot of information out there about these sets. So, I'll tell you what, let's get it all set up on the rail. We'll have a look at the what you call it in a minute, the thing is, because for the first time, I believe, when you get a set, you've got to run it in. Again, all new to this, didn't really have much play with my Hornby set, because I couldn't get it going in the area that we had. I mean, this is much smaller. Much nicer. So the decoder, I'm a bit worried about, obviously, by the fact that I asked him if it was a DCC set. He says it was. Obviously, for me, so we have power. And we have nothing. Oh, man. Now, did I put the things on the wrong way around? Right, I'm just gonna... You stay there. Right. The learning curve. So, figure 5. So I'm just going to take the train off for a second. It feels like it's on. Oh, maybe it wasn't connected here properly. train on. Okay, let's move this around here. Let's get hold of this. And we have nothing. I wonder if they're the wrong way around. This is where I think model railways could be a little bit better. Obviously, the big issue here is I don't have a railing. I don't know what you call it. I don't have. We have sound. Oh. And we broke down. Can we? Is it just? I wonder if it just touched that box. Oh, I see a problem. I see a problem just there. I don't know if you can make this out. This is what I was saying about how finicky it was. Hang on. Just there. It's just a small disconnection in the rails. This is what I was saying, like how a little bit. Do I need to just turn the power off, just be on the safe side? Okay. The frog. I don't know if they call them frog points, but they just. Will we make a full loop? We're not making a full loop. Is that because it's... See, these seem to be... You see how it's just sitting up? It's trying. Right. Back to the drawing board to figure out why. As soon as it... proper slows down here because of that. I need to figure out why and get that working better. So, for me, I wanted to go for this type of set for the simple fact it has the sounds. It is pretty much a set of what I want to do. I wanted a Castle Cement set, but obviously this is the first step of it. So, I'm not happy with the controller and the way it connects. However, I am happy with the train itself. I can get my microphone close to it and sounds amazing. Sounds fantastic. So yeah, proper happy with that. Now the little bits that came with it are these little Redland hoppers, I would say, and I want to replace these eventually with Castle Cement ones. I sold my Castle Cement ones, and I was a bit gutted when I sold them, but they went to a very good home, and I think they're going to look amazing when we get some Castle Cement hoppers on this. I got a model railway and it's working. Honestly, I've never been so happy. Obviously, we've still got all the boards down here. I'm just going to now have to rearrange them all. I think one of the things where we get this line, this fixed down, might help it. But overall, that's a really good. Just so I can adjust that so you can see better. I don't know if it's only meant to have one headlight. It could be just a power problem. Because it has two red lights at the back, but I'm not overly bothered about that. It could be the case that we just have to look at what we do differently once we get it all nicely set up. I now need to buy another table because it's going in the corner here where my bicycle is, and we're going to have a little model railway section in the corner. So yeah, I'll let it run in, and then we'll go from there. I'll get more details on the train when it stops, and I'll use my other camera to show some of the details. But yeah. So, a bit of an update. I've spoken to Rails of Sheffield, waiting for a phone call to come back. Now, I'm not looking to get anyone in trouble. Just a lot of this is obviously a case of I am new to this sort of industry, and therefore I'm trying to figure out, what it is I need. So what goes with this set, and I don't have to spend more money. Because obviously I've spent more money than I wanted to over the last couple of weeks. So, yeah, I've spent a bit of money today to get the track points working a little bit better. But when I went into the shop, I said to the guy, I was like, hey, look, I'm new to... I want the Moving Mountain set in N scale. I knew it was like £220 from there. I'd seen it on the website. I hadn't looked at the Sounds one because I thought it was a bit out of my price range. It was when he was talking about the Sounds one and, you know, the cost of adding sound to this set later on down the line, and the controller, the DCC controller. And I purposely asked the question was, I assume, or I said I take it that this will only be an entry level controller, and that entry level controller only runs so many trains on it. How many trains will it roughly run? He said about 9 or 10, I think his words were. Which is fine, because I only want to run 3 trains eventually on this set. The idea of the layout is to run about 3 or 4 trains at the most. So, obviously, I hadn't seen the online listing and for moving mountains at the £220, and the online listing for moving mountains sound fitted look identical in the pictures. That's hindsight. Would I have bought it at £305? Probably no. I'd have probably bought it at £220 and then had the sound fitted later on down the line. I'd probably gone to one of my local shops and had it fitted. It was the fact that it was the possibility of including this additional controller for DCC. And I asked these questions because I wasn't sure myself. You know, because I know you can get sound fitted on certain locals that are DCC and they run on analog perfectly fine. How that would work with this set and obviously not having a DCC controller. So yeah, I'm waiting for a phone call from Rails of Sheffield. They're investigating. Don't think they'll finish calling me today. Am I happy with the set? Yeah, I am over the moon. It's really good. I've made a little significant tweak to it this morning. I've been to West End Models and got 2 bits of Pico track. And I've got soldered joints on them already, so that I can have the power running properly. So now I've just got the power taped to these 2 soldered joints, and it works perfectly fine. Really happy with it. The video looks good. I'm gonna get the boards out later on tomorrow, maybe later in the week, and then start putting everything down on the boards. Yeah. Excuse me. It's been a long week. I've been knackered, absolutely working my backside off, even though I've had a week off. But yeah. Just a little bit of disappointment, and I've spent more money than anticipated, but that's the way it is. If Rails and Sheffield are going to compensate me, I don't know. I have found a controller that will work with this set. I may purchase it, and I'll let you know if I do. If you did like this video, please let me know by leaving a comment below. Tell me what your favourite train is and what you think I should buy next for it. If you've got any comments or feedback about where to go next, and if you've got any stories about Rails and Sheffield yourself, let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next railway update very soon.